Okay, what I got for you guys here is this is the Crosman Vigilante revolver, 10 shot revolver. And what I did is I did a 40 shot test today. The reason why I only did 40 shots on 5 yards, 10 yards, and 15 yards is because the first 10 shots are really high velocity and the last 10 are really low velocity. So I wanted to keep it in the middle so that you'd have an idea of what this revolver will do at certain distances almost 100% of the time. And this was done at bench rest, by the way, pistol rest. So let's start off with 5 yards. I used a Crosman wad cutter. Now you could use other competition style pellets and maybe the groups will get even better. But for this experiment, I took 40 shots of the Crosman wad cutter for this particular revolver. So here we got 5 yards, here we got 10, here we got 15. At 5 yards, I found that at 40 shots, you can get 1 1/4 inch groups, and you can always hit a quarter. Now, the thing is that this is just a 40 shot group. This is not saying that if you do a 3 shot group or a 6 shot group that you're not going to be better. This is just based on the reliability of the revolver. So in other words, if I'm going to shoot this quarter at 5 yards, I'm almost guaranteed to hit it maybe 30 shots out of 40 or 40 shots out of 40. This one here I didn't count. That was me. So the quarter pretty much fits pretty much in this area. Okay, moving on. I've got a Dixie cup here. These are little drink cups for water. At 10 yards, we got 40 shots. We got 2 1/4 inch groups, which is basically this cup right here. So imagine yourself at 10 yards or 10 meters being able to hit that Dixie cup almost all the time. And you could probably fill it full of water. It'd probably be pretty fun to shoot this thing full of water. And then here we got 15 yards. And at 15 yards, we see that we have 3 1/2 inch groups with 40 shots. And you can see that the groups are opening up, obviously, because it's getting longer range. And in target shooting, it's all based on the target. So, for instance, if you're plinking cans and stuff at 15 yards, the Crosman Vigilante at 15 yards will hit this can probably every time, if your aim is true. So, this particular revolver, I've rated this revolver as a 15-yard plinking revolver. By no way is it a competition pistol, but you could still have fun with it. So, in other words, a can is probably the biggest target that most people use. I don't know if you guys would go for a milk jug, but I think a can is pretty much the biggest size that people use for targets and stuff. So at 15 yards, you're guaranteed that this will perform to hit this can if your aim is true off the Crosman pellet. Now, if you use other pellets, you might see these groups shrink up, and maybe you could even get out to 20 yards. But for the most part, this revolver can shoot quarters at 5 yards, can shoot Dixie cups at 10 yards, and pop cans at 15 yards. And the reason why you want to do an accuracy test like this using many, many pellets is because you want to be able to predict what it can do if you had to do something 100% of the time. For instance, if I wanted to shoot this can every single time and my aim was true, I'm almost guaranteed to hit it at 15 yards. And of course, this was done indoors, so of course you got wind and different conditions like that. But I'm just saying that you can almost count on this pistol to be able to take out a can, on every shot at 15 yards, and a Dixie cup at 10 yards, and a quarter at 5 yards. So basically, this defines the reliability of accuracy for several shots. And the reason why you want to throw away the first 10 shots is because the velocity is extremely high. And what happens is the shot goes way up here. So you want to burn out 5 or 10 shots first before you even get started. So that way you have an average velocity between the highest velocity and the lowest velocity. You want to be right in the middle for your shooting range, which is shot number, say you could go like shot number 20 to 40 if you want to do it that way. Or you could just fire off 5 rounds to get rid of the high velocity and then stop at a certain point, whatever you feel you want to stop at. But this revolver here will probably squeeze out 70 shots or more. But as you get more and more shots, that it's going to drop your groups more and more. So you always want to do a test and see how far they're going to drop. So the 40 shot test is guaranteeing that every shot is at least going to be about the same velocity. And so that's how I got my figures in with these targets here. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. So this is basically the potential of the Crosman Vigilante with Crosman wad cutter pellets. If anybody online has another BB pistol or a pellet pistol, like a revolver like this, it'd be interesting if you could show me your video on 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards with a pistol rest or some kind of rest where you can demonstrate what it'll do for 40 shots. It'd be interesting to compare some of these pistols with each other with just using the basic Crosman wad cutter. Or if you want to use Crosman wad cutters and then use competition pellets. I might do competition pellets with this one when I do my next order. And then you'll see another display down here where I'm going to show you what my findings were for that particular pellet. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching.